Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Man United Agenda. This will be the match reaction for Manchester United. Sorry, Spurs against Manchester United. Get in. Yes, good evening, folks, on this fine Saturday. Well, it is if you're a Manchester United fan, not if you're a Spurs fan. Yes. We've just watched well, I'm not going to say what kind of game. I'll ask Matt that first kind of question, but I want to welcome Matt to the stream from Football United TV. Big up, bro. Thanks for coming on. How are you doing?
Not too bad, mate. As you know, I watched the under-23s earlier today, and they lost 0. And I just thought, please, something happened tonight for our first team, and it did. Right, talk.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing, Ollie, obviously, he's changed the system up to a 3-4. What was it? 3-4-1-2. I think it was a 3-4-1-2.
I thought it was a 5-3.
No. It was a 3-4-1-2. One sec, just gonna have a drink. So we have Bruno Fernandes playing in the hole behind Ronaldo and Cavani.
Yeah.
And then the midfield 4. So it was a 3-4-1-2. What did you make of the game? What did you make of the performance?
It was nice to see, wasn't it? It was quite dominant, to be fair. From the Man United perspective, of course, like Ronaldo looked a bit more on the right to me. He seemed to play more of a wing role, and Cavani was the one trying to get the headers in. He had a few chances. He had a scuff chance that was blocked by a Tottenham defender. I don't know, mate. It was good from United, but it could have gone either way.
Well, one of those this games. Is the thing. That's the thing for me. It's like, look, he's obviously given, they've worked a lot in training in this formation. That's great, but I cannot at this stage be too excited. Yes, we played some okay stuff. We scored 3 goals. However, just like last week when we were saying, you know what, Liverpool, you can't take too much out of it because we were so bad. The same applies in this game because the Spurs were terrible. They didn't even have a shot on target, right? Didn't have enough shot on target. Harry Kane, again, was non-existent.
They had one shot on target, but it was offside, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's nominal. But
that could have changed.
I think,
couldn't it? That could have changed the game.
Possibly, yeah. But you know what? Listen, there were so many times in that game where we are doing negative play, and there's no need. There was opportunities for us to be doing things a lot quicker. So when you play that system, it is like a 3-5-2 in effect. But when you're playing that system, you're looking for quick forward penetration play and a nice tight unit of the 3 at the back. Maybe with one of the 3 popping out and being like a sweeper role type. You know what I mean? But we were dawdling again. We were dawdling. We was all too kind of like measured, and I think we come up against. Listen, let me ask you this question: would that have worked against Manchester City today?
No, it wouldn't.
No, exactly.
I think, like I said earlier as well, you got to pounce on a team that is not in good form at the moment. Tottenham were not in good form, right?
No. Granted.
So there had to be a clear winner, and if you got a better squad and a better team, then you should be the team winning that game, and we did that.
Yeah.
But like I said to you, like if that goal had gone in from Tottenham, then it might have been a complete different game, and that does change the game. But we're talking about things that shoulda, woulda, coulda for Spurs, but for us, it didn't happen, and it made us be able to push it forward and do things. I think Ronaldo had a fairly decent game. Great volley from him as well, Talk.
Oh, the goal was
how he had to wait for the defender. He knew that the defender couldn't quite reach it with the head.
Yeah.
Just let it drop, because he could have gone, like, you know, Ronaldo loves headers. He could have gone in for like the clash with the heads. He would have gone over or gone wide, or he's like, no, just give it a second, let it settle down, and volley it home. Great goal from him. But I think Bath time Talk said it was a 5-3-2.
Well, that's in defence. It's when you're defending, we're dropping back to a 5. But in most of the game, we were 3, in essence, 3-5-2. But with obviously Bruno playing in the hole, and but you know what? Like I say, we come up against a better team than Spurs were today, and a more organised team. They were. You see, I said before the game about my concern was with Spurs was getting in the spaces in between, right, with Son and Harry Kane, and that's what they were doing. They were getting in the spaces in between us. Now there was some okay defending, but you know they did nearly create some good chances. A better team would have they would have took us apart in those spaces.
Yeah,
you know, they would have took us apart. And like I say, it's a Manchester City or something like that. Now the question is,
oh, hang on a minute. You talk about Man City. Did they lose today?
Yeah, they did. Manchester City got beat 2-0, but they did have a man sent off. And Crystal Palace, to be fair, Palace played really well, if I'm honest with you. They played really well, Palace.
Exactly. So doesn't that show you that our team should be beating Liverpool's, Man City's in a certain sense, or at least it be a close game. So last weekend, just a scrappy, really bad game for us. Like, we did not turn up. We weren't ready for it. We were confused. I think we can do numbers against other teams if you really want to do it. If we can beat Spurs and Crystal Palace can beat Man City, why can't we beat Man City?
Yeah. I'm just going to introduce Maisie to the stream. Big up, Maisie. How you doing?
Hey.
Trouble.
Nice to see you.
Trouble.
Trouble. I'm a saint.
Okay, Maisie. I know what you're saying there about that, what you just said, Matt. But Maisie, let me ask you. You watched the game with me. We did the watch along together, which was a pleasure. So, give us a quick rundown of what you thought of the game.
Yeah, it was good that Ollie did take the risk doing that 3-4-1-2. It was something what did make me surprised also. Don't get me wrong, because we've always said Ollie's not a risk taker when he does play games, and he did surprise us. He did take that risk, and he's done something what the fans have wanted. He has took that risk, but he can't play how he played against Spurs, against teams like Atalanta and teams against Manchester City. We was very poor at sometimes with the passing. We allowed a lot of room as well for Spurs for them to get to that point where they are taking shots. We are very lucky they had 0 shots on target, because if they was a better Spurs, like a Spurs under Poch or a Spurs under Jose Mourinho, I think it could have been a whole different kind of result, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we discussed before the game, was them getting in the spaces in between, you know. And now the question we got to ask ourselves here is with Ollie being in this position that he's now gone out and beaten a Spurs team who is, to be quite fair, and not really where they should be or where the fans expect them to be, new manager or blah blah. So now, is Ollie brave enough to take this forward into the Atalanta game? And in your opinion, should he do so?
Is that me first, Maisie?
Yeah, you go first, because they say that in these kind of situations, yeah, men can go first.
Wow. We are equality here. So yeah, if you're shouting that out to me, Maisie, then I'll go first. Okay, fine. Maisie will definitely probably not feel the same as me. But I don't think he should go in with the same approach against Atalanta. It's going to be difficult. And I think me and you, Maisie, said about this as well, the fact that it is going to be difficult. They got players coming back that they didn't have the first time round. We've got to win this game like we did with Spurs today. With the results that happened with Liverpool and Man City, you need to get those 3 points. So we need to get that with Atalanta. But I feel that he won't go with the same thing, which I hope, because I don't think we have to play too defensive. I think maybe run out at Atalanta, show them what they showed us on our ground. Like, don't be so scared. Try and go out for the win. I think that's probably what we should be doing. But I think Maisie might have a different opinion.
It's really hard to say, in my opinion, because when you do look at today's team, if we do play with that kind of formation more often, we're going to get more used to it. The team is going to get more used to it, and I think that could help massively. But when you've got, like, for instance, Paul Pogba, he can play against Atalanta, but he can't play against in the Premier League. So maybe they might want to go back to that 4-2-3-1 just so they can put Paul Pogba in. And they can put Matic in, for instance, as well. For me, I think they wanted to build the team because that 3-1-2. I think it was more because Paul Pogba wasn't playing. Because I think if Paul Pogba wasn't playing, probably seen that same formation. So for me, I actually think it's still going to remain the same. And to Bath Time's question, Pogba will be playing in central, in my opinion.
Well, I see it like what would be, how would it look on Ollie if he goes out, changes it up, beats Spurs convincingly, then we go away in a game that we need to really win, but then just reverts totally all the way back to where we were when we got beat off Liverpool, and it's a struggle and it's a battle and we don't win. No way. I see Ollie either sticks with what he's just done today, and obviously if Cavani's fresh and up for it and ready to go, and Ronaldo, they both start again, in my opinion. Or he'll go for another option that with AI they know, because that's only the second time we played that particular formation. But what they do know and understand is a 4-3-3. So if Ollie has been talking about making changes, wanting positivity, wanting better results, everything else, he has to do it in a positive approach. So, right, okay, what do you do then? If you're not confident 100% with this system you just used today against Atalanta, go for a 4-3-3. That gives you. Sorry,
is he going to do that though? Is he going to pull out?
He's got to, mate. You can't.
And the thing is, against teams like Atalanta and Man City, you'd need to go out all attacking. If you had 3 on the back, because I don't feel like, because we're not used to that 3 at the back, and then we're not used to playing that 4 in the midfield as well. We are going to lead them tight spaces, and them 2 type of teams are going to go out, and they will take advantage of that space, what Spurs was trying to take advantage of, but couldn't do in the final third. So for me, I'd probably say he will stick with that 4-2-3-1 and go out all attacking, put Rashford on the left, put Sancho on the right. He'll put Ronaldo or Cavani up front, probably most likely Ronaldo, knowing that he got substituted a little bit earlier. And he'll probably play a Pogba and Matic in the midfield.
It's a possibility.
Well, Ronaldo's having twins, isn't he? So he's going to have a very big belly, I think, at some point. Well, it's not him. It's his wife. Oh, it's Mrs. Sorry, it's not him.
Listen, okay. I'm just gonna quickly go to the chat. Welcome everybody. We've got Ankit, big up Ankit at Almighty Blues FC, the fan channel. I can't remember Ankit saying the fan channel for all to see, something along those lines. But big up Ankit. He says, "Big up guys, congrats, and to us as well for the win." And Ollie in, kidding. You lot played very well today. Big up, thank you, Ankit. Bath time, hello.
Hey, Bath time.
Yep, 352 solo. Big up, big up, big up.
Hey, Solo.
time again. Great response from the players. Played for each other, and Ollie needs to continue though. Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. That's exactly what I've just been saying. Bath time. He needs to continue this more kind of attack-minded approach. That's all. His disallowed goal was amazing as well. Yeah. I've looked at the heat. Matt Bruno was mainly in the centre next to McFred and most advanced in the right wing position. They've lost 2 on the bounce. You got Bargav in the building. Big up Bargav if you're still there. Yes, big up. Good result for you lot today as well. Come on, Guy. Come on. Guy produced the goods today with the best performance of the season. I'm not sure about that. Exactly must win. Keep him in the job. BA Bargav. He's just trolling us, folks. Do you think Pogba will start against Atalanta? Possibly. Maisie's just explained that. Who else have we got? Where am I at?
I think Crystal Palace have done the best job so far today.
Yeah, Palace were great. Akhil, back 5 is not sustainable, especially with the personnel Ollie chose to have in the midfield. Too many attacking players on a bench and also against a better team. We will still concede chances, exactly.
I think if we do play in that 3-4-2-1-2 again, I think it's probably better off putting another central midfielder on if he was going to, like, whilst Pogba is out, put Donny on. Because I think Donny would, even if he kept, like, one or the other out of Scott or Fred, to put Donny on, because I feel like Donny will probably work well in that role as well.
I just don't. Scott McTominay for me.
I agree.
He's not good enough. He should be starting Donny van der Beek, because Donny van der Beek, like we explained, can play the 10, the 8, and the 6. Okay, so get him in there. He's much more intelligent on the ball and has better skills on the ball than Scott McTominay.
I agree. I agree completely, and it's Fred who's the villain all the time.
Yeah, but Fred played okay today for me.
He did. I thought Fred played well.
Yeah.
I think this season has been Fred's best season for Man United so far. So at the moment, I think he's had more better games than he has bad games so far.
Bath time continues. We have kept a clean sheet till today for about 25 games. I can see him not sticking with it and trying to shoehorn Sancho in somewhere. Nah, I mean, Sancho's left or right, isn't he, surely? I am subscribing with Maisie next three games. Sorry, autocorrect.
Thanks.
I don't know. Bath time. I think we might see Tellers play if he goes 5-3-2.
Shaw's not been too great recently, so I'd give Tellers a go. Shaw wasn't good today either, by the way. Shaw was not very good.
I didn't know at the beginning, did I? I said at the beginning of the stream, though, didn't I? Thought that this formation, this is when Telly should have started.
Yeah, Shaw wasn't that great.
Big up, Anthony. Big up the panel. Was a good win. Ollie got to bring this to every game. Well, yeah, that's what we're saying. That's what we're just talking about now, mate.
That 3 years ago. Come on, that's just simple news.
We've got Arctic Man in the chat. Big up. We've not seen you before, bro. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. That goes for everybody else as well. We really do appreciate your support on the channel. Don't forget this. There is a signed Bruno Fernandes shirt to be won once we hit 1,000 subs, which we're not far away from now, folks. So we really do appreciate your help. But 1 second, Arctic Man says, don't want to hear another bad word mentioned about Ronaldo again by fans or media on here. Total disrespect the last couple of weeks. Well,
we've never done that.
No, we've not said that. But look, you know what?
They're not proper fans if they want to troll on Ronaldo. That's just facts.
When you start talking about in a tactical sense, and you're just talking about a tactics sense in game, then that's a different thing. But I'll never slate him just like that. I know you didn't rate McTominay in a game, but he won the most duels of any Manchester United player this season today with 11. I know that, but that's, I mean, you got to think about what Ollie was trying to do with this team today, which was like I said, the fast attacking, penetrating the Tottenham defence whilst keeping a solid formation at the back for us, nice and compact and tight, and keeping them within distance of the midfield so that there's no gaps for Kane and Son to get into, which they did. So
we were playing in miserable Spurs.
Yeah, but and again, you know what, Scott McTominay is not as it's just seen. There's at least twice where he went to go forward with the ball, but You know, he hasn't got that skill set in order to carry the ball forward like that. He hasn't got it. He needs to go in and get the ball back, then quickly release it. But if he's going to release it positively and do it forward, never sideways and back, because you're just going to find himself having to go back to a different position on the pitch to do exactly what he's just done, only to do the same thing again. So it goes round in a circle. There's no point in that. You know, it frustrates me. So, but anyway, it is what it is. Let's have a look. Arctic Man, I didn't mean just on here, but fans and media have been slating him and wanting him dropped last couple of weeks, blaming the results on him. Good show. Listen, Arctic Man, listen, yeah, look, you know what? People are going to do that because it's Ronaldo. He's the best player in the world, one of, probably the best player for me. And so you know what? He's a target, isn't he? He's always going to be a target. And if Manchester United aren't doing well with the Ronaldo in the team, he's going to be the one to get the stick. And
well, yeah, you look like at Messi, innit? The way that Messi started off, didn't get any goals. Everyone was going, "Oh, he's crap. He's no world-class player." It's like, hang on a minute. He's only been 3 games at his new club. Like, give a break. Give these players a break.
Yeah. You can't expect a player just to come in and expect instant, especially when you've come from, even though you are the best player in the world, Ronaldo and Messi, 2 best players in the world. Ronaldo is come from the Italian league, even though he's had experience in the Premier League, he's not played in the Premier League for 10 years. And he's coming back after 10 years, and Premier League 10 years ago and Premier League now, it's different. He's got to adapt again to the Premier League, whereas Messi has been in Barcelona basically all his life, and then he's moving over to the French league. Even though the French league isn't as best as like the Premier League or even the Spanish league, it's still a different league, and he's still got to adapt to how the French league works as well. And it does take them a couple of games to adapt. If that's going to take half the season, if that's going to take 3 games, 5 games, you've still got to adapt regardless.
You have to. And look, Maisie, talk. I want to push this in as well. People from Arsenal were giving Ramsdale crap when they bought him, and saying how crap he's going to be. Now he's the saviour. He's the saviour of Arsenal. So things change after a few games. So don't credit anybody before you realise that they could actually do a good job for you. Sorry, talk.
Yeah. No, listen. The Ronaldo thing is, look, we bring Ronaldo into that team. We have to play to his strengths. There's no 2 ways about that. Which is getting the ball to him in dangerous positions. We know what they're like because he's playing as a forward role. We have to be getting the. Yeah, but no. But where did it come from? Through the air.
Yeah, but he knew to wait. He could have gone for the head, like I said earlier on. He could have headed it up and gone for the challenge, but he's like, I know this defender's going to miss this ball. This is too far for him, and he volleyed it home, mate. And it was so good to see.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Ronaldo, you put the balls across the box for Ronaldo. He's intelligent and sharp enough and got the skill set to attack balls that are coming across the box quick, i.e., that what you've just explained, right? So if we don't do that and we're forever dawdling, looking for an opening that isn't there, and we can't create because no one's making the runs in order to make the space for those passes to go through to Ronaldo to run onto, then he's always going to find himself looking for the ball because he's hungry for the ball. So we need to work on that kind of width, go through the middle, but then put it wide for a player who's got the space and wallop. Just get it in first time because Ronaldo is going to anticipate and he's going to go on. He's going to run on for it.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why are we doing so good away from home and not at home?
It's Man United, 75,000 fans, the expectation. It's just
Brighton go to Anfield.
It is what it is. I know. Brighton and Hove Albion. You got a song. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? What the? Anyway, blue tongue. No, it should be red, mate. You should have a red song. But listen, look, I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it? The home form, and at the end of the day, we just got to see, because I still believe that Ollie is possibly in this kind of caretaker role at the moment, and they are in the background working. I'm sorry, but I don't want Brendan Rodgers. I'm sorry, I just don't.
No.
No. And you just hear a lot of rumours all the time. I think the Zidane one is actually out of the equation now, and it's just more about Conte. And now Brendan Rodgers has turned up. And I was reading a post today about Man United wanting a British manager. Why do you want a British manager? You want a manager who has been successful. It doesn't matter of the nationality. It's about if they are good enough for Manchester United. Are they? You want someone like who is that serial winner like Conte, who has won trophies in different countries, because you know he can do it. And that's why when Jose Mourinho came to Manchester United, I was happy about it, because it was like he's a serial winner. He's literally won everywhere he's been at, and that's what you want. And you don't want anything lower at Manchester United than someone where you know that you're gonna get instant success. And I can see where there was obviously coming for Ollie, because he's a club legend, and we've had like these big names in the past, and it's not worked for us. So you can see why they did initially want to go for Ollie. But if they are going for a new manager, they're best off going to someone who is serial winner and who will get success at Manchester United. Because Conte, he has done it at Chelsea.
Amazing, makes a good point.
Yeah. But for us right now, we've all we can focus on right now is the Atalanta game.
Agreed.
So we've got to take as many positives as we can out of what we saw today and try and decipher Ollie's situation. Listen, we've got to come to a conclusion in terms of Ollie's situation currently, past results and bad performances and today's result, and then try and come up with what we think he's going to do in this Atalanta game. You know, what Atalanta, I mean, yeah, look, they've got players, they're going to have players coming back. I don't know how many players they are going to have coming back from what was missing from the last game, but, you know, Ollie, it's not the time to
He's got to
jump
go
in. Who, Ollie? Well,
yeah.
Well,
it's
like
going to be swings and roundabouts, mate. It's going to be seesaws. It's going to be once we lose again, then people go, he's out. He's got to go. He wins. It's okay. He loses. He's out.
I understand your point, Matt, but for me, I don't want to get into this more of a debate of the manager. I would just rather want the squad to win, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then we do need to look at alternative options. I do think these next couple of games, though, is definitely a make or break. I feel.
Maisie, you said as well, though, that we. You know, having a manager in that wins things is someone to. He hasn't won any. Ollie has not won
I agree.
How do we go on that? Like, how do we reject Conte, like you said, or Zidane or something like that, for someone who hasn't?
This is This is what I've just been saying. This is now the moment for Ollie to show the board, the fans, and the players that look, this is not just a one-off to appease the board and the owners that have gone out there today and beat a weak Tottenham side. He's got to go all out and carry this forward into these remaining games, because there's no I know, but there's no point in him in reverting now in any kind of negative way. He can't do that. He can't.
It's too late, mate. It's too many.
No, it is. No, of course. Listen, Matt. Listen, I understand what you're saying. It's too late, and yeah, maybe it is. But whilst he's still in the hot seat, he has to be as attack minded as he possibly can. And like somebody there, and Arctic Man says, 1 second. Arctic Man says this squad needs to win now. We can't wait 3 years to build or get a style across. We will have to replace half the squad again. Conte is the right choice. Forget Rodgers.
That's contradictory. You're saying completely. Now he's saying that we have to replace the squad.
No, but that's not the one I was looking for. Actually, that's not what I was looking for. It was this one, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute. Where has it gone?
I
know he deserves credit for mixing it up. Yeah, with a new tactic that worked perfect. But now we need to see consistency. That's the one I was looking for. So now we need to see consistency. Yeah. So for him, he's now in a moment. He's like in suspended animation, isn't he? He's like, wait a minute, am I the boss? Am I not the boss? Am I going to stay the boss? Am I not going to stay the boss? So whilst he's in that, you may as well impress as much as you can, because for all we know, he could go into this Atalanta game and go, you know what, right, Will the 3-5-2 or the 3-4-1-2 work? If he thinks to himself no, but then goes right, but I can't go back into a negative counter attack because that could be just as dangerous. The only other option is the 4-3-3. So he may decide to go 4-3-3, and go for it because we can balance that up really well, with what we've got to play, especially in the forward attacking positions, as we know, Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo, or Cavani, or Greenwood for that matter.
If we got into like the knockout stages of the Champions League, for instance, that is already an improvement from last season, and we just need to continue winning these games. The games what are the most crucial games, because if you win the rest of these Champions League games, for instance, you already know that it is getting better in that respect, because we have not been knocked out of the Champions League like last season, and we need just to build this up from what we have gone today, because we can't play today like we did against City next week.
We can't. But look, this is what makes me feel a bit funny about that is, look, we could make the semi-finals of Champions League, but if we finish 9th in the league and we go out in the semis, what's that going to do for us?
Well, look, we've also got to consider the fact that, look, is a manager, managers might shy away from this unbalanced squad, especially the middle of the park, the unbalance in the middle of the park. Managers might get asked about this, and they might say, look, well, I'm not sure, because I don't know if how I can make that work. We just don't know what managers are going to say. You know what I mean? So it's a conundrum for Ollie. It really hasn't. It always has been because of the lack of the number 6. We have to always take that into consideration. So, you know what? All I want to see from Ollie now is going forward every game, set us up in an attacking way, in whatever way you think you need to do that.
You know what, Talk? I kind of agree with MAISEY a lot on the players that we've got. They're hard to manage if you're not a manager that can be able to manage such big egos. We are a big ego club. Man United only attract the best players around the world. That's why we brought Pogba in. That's why we brought Ronaldo in. But he might not be able to manage these players. Now, who in the world of football right now can manage these big egos? And I mean, bringing in, like people say, Potter from Brighton. I think
Who's to say Potter? Who's to say though Potter? You can't even really guarantee Potter, because Potter hasn't had success really anyway. He's managed a Brighton team. It's just like, if people are saying I don't want Telly because he's won no trophies, but then say under the next I want Graham Potter, it's a bit contradicting in my opinion. If that's the case, you would rather you keep Ollie, because Ollie's the one who's built this team up for 3-4 years, and he's brought in these players. Who's to say that Graham Potter would attract decent players as well? Because people look and think, who's Graham Potter?
That's what I'm saying.
He's only managed Brighton. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he is a Manchester United club legend. He loves the club. And this is why we have got these. We have got Ronaldo. I'd say Ronaldo back as well. We've got Varane as well, because he loved Rio Ferdinand growing up. So
I agree with you. That's why I'm saying it. It's like, why would you get a Graham Potter in if he wouldn't be the guy to be able to manage these big egos? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done that at youth level. He's done the under-21s. He had people like Pogba in his team in 2004, maybe a bit later, 2006 or so, or a bit later than that. So he has managed them, but it wouldn't be Graham Potter for me personally if he was the person to come in. It'd have to be, like you said, MAISEY, someone who has experience in winning trophies, dealing with big egos. We have big egos. This is the problem.
Of course we do. Well, listen, what did I say?
Anyone would take.
What did I say the other night about when it comes to Conte? I said, if we're going to get Conte, that it's going to cost us a lot of money, right? And that's then it came out like not yesterday, day before, what Conte was asking for, and it was a lot of money. So there you go. The Glazers And I said also that the Glazers need to be advised correctly by Ed Woodward whilst he's still in this position. And it seems like he has not done that. Well, yeah, but there's no point in us asking that question. The question we need to be asking is...
We have to, as Man United fans, we have to ask that. He was sacked from his management.
One sec.
What he was doing,
I know that.
Here?
I know, but he's seeing it. He's
making judgment for the future, and he's not even meant to be in the job.
But what I'm saying is he was supposed, whilst he's still here now, if he's going to stay till April or whenever it is, he has to advise the Glazers in a way that's going to be beneficial to the club, not to their pockets.
But he's not to do with the future. Why is he making decisions?
I don't know. And you know what? There's nothing we can do about that.
He should have been gone before the start of the season. Like, he said
he's not
leaving, and he has not left.
Like, I know, but he's not though.
Who is it? Who's that one celebrity you just want to see go that keeps carrying on with the same old crap? He's that same sort of person to me, like the celebrity. Like, I'm not leaving. Well, you need to go. You've finished.
Yeah, but hold on one sec. This is why he's going to be leaving, and why he's because he's not doing what he's supposed to be. April, apparently.
I'll give up the lease when I'm ready.
But this is the thing: is that he's not doing what he's paid to do, which is do the best for the club. Because if he was doing best for the club, he would have said to the Glazers, "Look, my advice to you is, even though it's going to cost you X amount, you need to get this deal over the line with Conte, because he will give us that sharp shot, snap us back on the track. And if it's not the long term, and it's not a long-term deal that you sign with him, then you can work in the background, once I've left my post, other people. But his duty to the club right now is to leave this club with a positive action. And a positive action is not saying to the owners, oh, no, you don't, no, Conte is going to cost too much money. But let's get a yes man. They are going to get, hold on 1 second, they're going to get a yes man. That's what they're going to do. They're going to get a yes man.
But he shouldn't be there to be able to tell them to do that. He should be gone by now. Get someone in who doesn't know the club and goes, right, this is what I see what's wrong. Exactly what you're saying. We need someone like you, talk, get in there.
Listen, they won't do that though, because what is Ed Woodward? He's a banker. Because he's in there to work the club in a way that it spills out money to the Glazers so they can skim the money off the top. That's what he does. That's what he has been doing, right? So he's going, but then they're going to replace him with somebody else who's going to do the similar thing. They're gonna have to agree to what the Glazers set the tone in terms of, this is your remit for this job. But it's not about getting the best for the club in terms of us putting our hands in our pockets. This is about you running this club in a way that says, boss, this time, at the end of this season, you can skim off 30 million, right, in dividends on payments of this and payments of that.
Club, is it?
Right. No, it's not, but that's where we are, Matt. We all know that. There's nothing we can do about that unless, like I said the other night, unless we all as a group of fans decide enough is enough and we say no, and have some really seriously good organised protests at the right time against the right teams, right, and get these owners out. Pressure and time. I mentioned that the other night. It takes pressure and it takes time, but in the end, it will win through. But the fan base won't do it, so we know that ain't going to work. We've got to just we've got to wait for the Glazers now to hopefully realise that, look, now Newcastle United have been purchased and they've got all the money they've got. Manchester City are going to step up to the plate. Roman Abramovich at Chelsea is probably going to step up to the plate as well.
And West Ham has been bought in shares by a Czech Republic billionaire the other day. 27%.
He's putting in 125 or 150 million pounds into the shares. He gets about 27%. Very.
What does that equate to in terms of? And
that
it's like saying. It's like saying, right, I'm going to buy this house. Hold on.
They don't own their stadium.
No, I know that.
So that makes a lot of money. If you don't own your own stadium and the taxpayers paying for your stadium, then 125 million or 150 million into a club that makes hundreds more than what he's even thinking of is a good investment.
But that again, this looks good on paper for West Ham. But it could turn out to be exactly the mirror image of what we've just been talking about with the Glazers. This guy could see this as an opportunity to go, oh, yeah, I stick 150. It's like me. Look, it's like going and buying a house. You see a house for sale, right? 60 grand. All the other houses are going for, let's say, 90. And you go to the estate agents and you go, yeah, wait a minute, how much? Why is that only on for 60? Needs a lot of work. Right, all right. You go look at it. You add the price of the work up and you go, yeah, but I'm only going to earn 20 and it's going to take 6 months. As an investor, is that enough for me? Wait a minute. What about if we extend it? You ask for permission to extend it. Then you extend it, but then they say, Matt, you go, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's extend it. You get all the permission. You put all the things forward. Then you go to the estate agents and say, right, what we're going to do is I'm going to buy this house, right? And we're going to do it up. And then we're going to extend it, right? And that'll make us more profit. And the estate agent turns around and says, yeah, it's a good idea, but you can't. And then he says, why? And he says, well, there's a price cap around here. Nobody will pay more than X for houses, no matter whether they're extended or not. And I've seen that happen, mate. That's how it works. So you go, oh, shit. Oh, okay, maybe it's not such a good investment after all. So this guy coming into West Ham, if he's putting in all this money, so for it to just be a return on what he would get better return in terms of what he would have it in the bank, the only way this is good for West Ham is if he's put 150 million or whatever you say, which, let's have it right, isn't a lot of money in today's football. It's not, right? If he's put that in just to get some shares and then says, on top of that, I'm going to be putting in an extra like 200 million per window, or paying for this and paying for that or whatever, then it makes sense. But if he ain't, how does it help the club? It doesn't. It's crazy.
Yeah, look, you know what? You're right. I mean, and MAISEY is right as well. They're not putting it in necessarily just to get profit out of it, by the way. They can get it out of it, and that's why they've gone into it. But they really see some influential strategies into getting West Ham, which is a London club on the east side, and it's not a stadium that the club owns, so they don't have to worry about having to renew the releases on that because they don't have that. We own it. Me and you pay for it. Everybody, MAISEY, till we pay for that. So for them, it's profitable and they can invest into it as well. Where Man United, we're in debt. West Ham are not in debt.
No, but they have still got, they still got, listen, again, this goes down to ambition and where you want to be. Do you want to be, again, this is a money thing, Matt. Look at it. What's their ambition here? If this guy's come in and said, look, our ambition here is to be challenging and win stuff.
Well,
right?
he says
great.
He supports the team.
Yeah, but that's fine.
If
it's just a case of we just want to get in Europe, whether it be top 6 or top 4, then again, that's just like,
no, but
that's just to earn money.
I generally believe they know what they're doing. They support the club. You look at the person that come over and tried to done the deal. He flew a private jet to come over. Glazers don't even do that for a final. I mean, like,
no,
they're on different scales. Glazers can see that Man United is a franchise. It has been since the 90s, since we won the treble, that people thought, hang on, we can invest into that, make money out of it. And they have done ever since. Look at why Alex Ferguson left. Look at why we've spent out loads of money on players thinking like, yeah, sell shirts, get Martials, get Falcaos, get Di Marias. And it's never worked out. We need to make a squad like what other teams are doing, like West Ham. They've been building up. Yeah, they were shabby a few years ago, but now they've got a team that Lingard probably looks at and goes, hang on a minute, I should have actually probably chose West Ham because they run better. They want to succeed. They want to be at least contending for trophies.
I know what you're saying.
In the Carabao Cup, in the week.
Listen, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but listen, that's for the West Ham fans to deal with because it's not, doesn't really concern us. But listen, folks, we've got a few more comments. I'll just go through a few more comments and then. So, Ollie in easy. Bath time. There are going there. No, I'm not reading that, mate. He chose the perfect formation under pressure. Correct, MAISEY. Keep him. Bath time. Is that the Shawshank Redemption? I don't know what he's talking about. Glazers can do whatever the hell they want. It's 27% a season. Blah, 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 blah. Just talking about money. West Ham 120 million in debt, by the way. All right, so maybe that'll help to go towards Cleveland. Anyway, listen, it's not a West Ham channel. It's not a West Ham show. West Ham, yeah, big up to West Ham, but happy days. Do your thing. Do your thing. You've got a new. You've got
West Ham United agenda, by the way. But
you've got your you've got a bit of money there in the kitter. Let's see what it's for in the long run, because it ain't going to be for what you think it is. That's a dead cert. But yeah. But listen, I ain't got nothing against West Ham. I'm quite, one of those.
And Crystal Palace. We love Crystal Palace today, didn't we? Talk beating Man City 2-0. Gotta love that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yo, Big Pope man. Clip that. Clip that up for Wally of the week. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Go on then. Have it. Have it. I don't care. Wally of the week. Boom.
Big, you got great idea. Look how you got Maisie laughing. That's a good bloody idea.
Talk, son. You're not talking to me. Yo, big up, Rob. How you doing, Dad? Robert, sorry. That's me, Dad. That's me stepping. That's me.
It's my dad, actually.
Maisie's dad, yeah, big up. And Maisie's mum was in the chat as well. Scrumpy, big up to both of you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing and subscribing. And don't forget, there is a free Bruno Fernandes shirt to be won. It is signed. It's authentic. As soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, somebody will be chosen from the subscribers list at random. So it can't be me. Well, even if it is me, they'll have to pick again. If it's anybody from the Man United agenda gets picked out, they get picked again, because nobody from the agenda can win it, because that would be very unfair, even though I would like it. But there you go. So, and that includes Matt. So you got no chance, Matt. Half time. Good. GG. Yes. Good game. Good game, my son. Good game. Good game. Aren't we? But it's come to that time again, folks. So we're going to have to say thanks very much for your support. We love you all. You're legends. We always appreciate you coming in the chat and supporting and getting involved. It does mean a lot to us. So, big up to everybody who does do that. And where can we find you, Matt? Look, apart from
eating bonbons.
Where can you find me? Oh,
yeah.
You can find me at Football United TV. You can find me on the Man United agenda, and you can also find me at a kebab house sometimes. I'm in a nice cheeky kebab on a Friday night after.
Nice. And Maisie, where can we find you?
You can find me on my channel. My channel is Devils United. I do both men and women's football for Man United, and you can catch me here on Mondays at 7 o'clock to do player ratings for the Premier League game for Manchester United too.
Yes, excellent. Thank you both for joining me this evening. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed us winning. I've been watching Match of the Day as well for a refresh, because I can't remember half of it. I always have to go back and watch Match of the Day just to get a welcome flooding back.
I'm gonna watch it just to see Man City and Liverpool fail to get.
Yes, well, yeah. And on that note, we'll say thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao.